Hello and welcome to another YouTube video. Today we're taking a look at another series review, and today I have just come out of watching the only 3 episodes of David Tennant returning as the Doctor, and it is the 60th anniversary of Doctor Who, and we have a 3-episode special which is live now on BBC iPlayer and Disney+. You can go watch this right now. Each episode is like an hour long, so you can bash it out in 3 hours like I did, and I'm going to be honest, I absolutely loved it. David Tennant is my favourite Doctor. My second favourite Doctor is the one that came after him, which is Matthew. I forgot his last name. Matt Smith. There we go. He's my second favourite Doctor, and I just love the Doctor and his charisma and his sort of hype. He's just so good. But let's actually break it down, get into what the series was, how the story rolled out, and then we'll get onto my opinions on it at the end of this video. So, let's get in. The story starts with the Doctor getting his face back. We are leaving Judy Whittaker, I think her name was. We're leaving the female Doctor, and we're going back to Matt Smith. We're going back to David Tennant, the fan favourite Doctor. And the series starts with him coming back, and the TARDIS putting him in central London. He does run into Donna Noble, which he had to abandon and leave behind because she took in the mind of a Time Lord, and it would kill her in 55 seconds. So he had to erase her memory. She now has a husband and a kid, and she's helping the kid with her homemade business, and she's selling stuffed toys online to people around the world, like a little Etsy store in the shed. We then traverse to a rocket ship crash landing on London, which wasn't actually landing. It wasn't actually crashing. It was landing. And then we have the secret organization. I forgot its name. Come in and basically see the Doctor hiding and like, hey, why are you hiding? We're on the same side. You don't need to do this on your own. And then he's explaining how he doesn't know who he is. He doesn't know what he's doing. And then he goes to see Donna because the Meep is with Donna because her daughter found it in the alleyway and sort of hid it in the shed. We then have them being attacked by the like Mantis people and the government, because the government people actually opened the Meep ship and got hypnotized or sun dilated or whatever, where the power of the sun mutates the brain into being aggravated and sort of alters the mind to make you crazy and psycho and angry. So then they end up taking all the way to the ship. The ship is being rebuilt by the government soldiers. The girl in the wheelchair has bullets and grenades which save the Doctor from the army because the Meep decides to reveal its actual intention and is evil, and it's actually that's the bad guy, not the Mantis people. The Doctor then goes into the ship, gives Donna her memory back because he needs her help to disarm the ship. They disarm the ship, send the Meep back into space in an escape pod so it can't do any more harm. They go back to the TARDIS, and Donna wants to take the Doctor to see her granddad because we know how happy he'll be. They then get in. Donna spills coffee on the TARDIS. It sends them into a spaceship, going into episode 2 now, and in this spaceship, it is a very long corridor with a robot which walks very slowly, and they're on the edge of reality. They're on the edge of the universe, where there is nothing in front of them, nothing behind them, nothing anywhere. They are at the edge of reality, and it is just a void. We have void creatures which are copying them, and we have a very interesting episode where the Doctor and Donna are trying to pick who's who because there's duplicates of them both who are sort of stealing their memories, and they eventually work out their weakness and sort of do interesting things to stop them, and they blow up the ship. The ship starts to self-destruct, and the TARDIS comes back to pick them up. The Doctor almost took the wrong Donna at the end, which was very emotional, very tense, and I quite liked that. But they go back to the current time, see the granddad sat there, and with that, the world is in chaos. They go to the government building, which is now blatantly obvious in the middle of the city, and the government doesn't understand why people are going crazy and demanding their opinions are correct. It's because the Toymaker's back, and he's putting in this sort of funny funny thing in all of their screens, all of our TV screens, phones, laptops, tablets, has this doll and this specific laugh, which is causing your brains to be right and have the right opinion and expect your opinion to be right. So everyone wins, but everyone also loses. It is the ultimate game of life. So the Doctor goes back in time to the toy maker, and they get stuck in a labyrinth, which looks really cool. He does a play of all the other sidekicks, all the other sort of companions, and Donna starts to question the Doctor and his sort of motives and his sort of respect for his sidekicks and see if he's actually treating them well and sort of keeping them safe like he says he is. And then go back to 2023. He gets shot by the toy maker, who splits him into the next Doctor. What Doctor are we on now? If David Tennant's the 10th, 11th, 13th, 14th, 15th. Like, we're on the 16th Doctor now. I thought he was only supposed to have 12 hearts. I don't know how long this Doctor's going to live for. Probably as long as it makes money. But he splits into two Doctors, and they defeat him in a game of catch, which is the easiest game to play. And there's a lot of cool scenes with the two Doctors bonding. The new Doctor duplicates the TARDIS and leaves. The current Doctor, David Tennant Doctor, stays with Donna Noble, a part of the family, and has his rest time, which the Doctor so rightfully deserves. And that's where the series pretty much ends. It says come back for Christmas, and I will do a review of the Christmas special as and when it drops on Christmas Day. But let's get into the series. I broke it down. Now let's get on to my opinions. David Tennant is my favorite Doctor. I fucking love him as the Doctor. He has this energy and pizzazz that no one can quite match. Matt Smith seemed to match it pretty well, and they have very similar sort of energies and characteristics. And in that special, they played off each other very well. But Donna Noble, I wasn't a big fan of. I'm going to be honest. My favourite sidekicks are Amy Pond and Rose Tyler. I never really liked Donna Noble, so seeing her come back wasn't as exciting for me. And I like all the references to the David Tennant series that was in there. It was very sort of reference heavy, because we had the Adipose being mentioned, the Cybermen, the Daleks, which is very common, the Weeping Angels. We also had all the other characters since David Tennant being referenced and mentioned, which is good. But yeah, I really liked the second episode. I think that was one of my favorites, because I like the mystery, seeing the characters work it out. It felt like a Doctor Who episode again, with the bad guys mimicking them and them having to work out who's who, work out how they're mimicking, why they're mimicking, and how to save them, why the ship's there. It was just so much mystery and back and forth with like working it out. I was just so invested in that episode because I like those episodes. If you've watched some of my other series reviews or movie reviews, you know that I like the mystery and the slow reveals and being able to work stuff out for myself. I just thought that was really cool and really interesting. And to be fair, I was correct with some of my answers with that. I was like, holy shit, let's go. I was just so hyped that I got some of it correct for once when doing one of those little games by myself. The first episode, I know I'm doing these out of order, but the first episode was easing us into it, which I quite liked. And it was updating Doctor Who to the times. We had him sort of assuming genders, which was quickly caught by the daughter. We also have Donna Noble being cured of the Time Lord in her brain because she technically didn't keep it all to herself. When she had the child, it sort of split it. And I liked that unveiling, and sort of showing how they did it and how they both had the memories of the Doctor in them this entire time, but was both sort of feeling like they were missing something. And when the Doctor came, they were like, shit, this is what we've been missing, this is what we've been feeling, and they're all better now, and I like that. The Toymaker episode was really good as well. I thought it was pretty weak to start with. I don't really like the Toymaker villain, but I do like it when there was two Doctors. I thought it was really cool, and I like how the Doctor is getting some rest. I think it's really cool. I don't know how it's going to work with two Doctors running around. We could see more from David Tennant, if I'm being honest, reprising his role for the 15th and 10th Doctor, which is quite interesting. Having him as two different Doctors, 10th and 15th. But with him being around at the same time as the 16th Doctor, I'm very confused with how that's going to work, because I do believe you're not supposed to have two doctors in the same time, because they picked up on that when Matt Smith and David Tennant had the crossover with a wartime doctor. So I don't know how that's really going to work, but again, it is an incredible series. The CGI was a little off. I didn't really like the CGI. It felt green screened. And again, I know the BBC doesn't have the biggest budget, but it did feel very empty. And it had the same sort of feeling that Ant-Man Quantumania did, where it was very sort of definitely easily green screened, and you could tell it was green screened. However, I liked the use of the latex suits and the sort of plasticky alien suits which they were normally using, because we just have people dressed as aliens, and that's what Doctor Who always was. It's going back to the core of Doctor Who, and it looked good. It looked realistic, and it looked really interesting. I liked it when they did that, and it was just so good. It felt very nostalgic to me. I did have a Doctor Who phase last year as well. I went through and watched all of Matt Smith, so I might do a video on that, going back and reacting to like the Matt Smith one. But I love Doctor Who. It is one of my favourite things. I watched it as a child. I watched it from the 9th, 10th, and 11th Doctor, and then Weeping Angels came into it and they scared the shit out of me and started giving me nightmares, so I stopped watching it after that. So maybe I have to catch up. Maybe I have to go watch the other two Doctors before I continue on with watching it as it continues. But I'm excited to see it continue. I'm excited to see where it goes from here. And yeah, this is the acting from Donna Noble and David Tennant, impeccable as always. Their acting is so good, and the acting from all the other cast is incredible as well. The only acting that I didn't like was from the Meep. The Meep felt very out of it. I don't know why, but the acting or the voice acting from the Meep felt really off. I don't know why. I can't put a finger on why that felt off to me. It just did. It just didn't feel right to have. I don't know. Just something about the Meep was off to me. And I like how it slowly revealed that the Meep was evil and didn't just drop it all on us at once as like a big plot twist. It sort of slowly revealed it to us with like key hints here, there, and everywhere. And I thought that was really smart and creative. Unlike the Toymaker, they just sort of threw him in here as like an old Doctor Who villain, which I don't remember because I only started watching Doctor Who from the 9th Doctor. Again, I'm way too young to have watched the entirety of Doctor Who to remember who this guy is. So that was probably like a nod to like all the older Doctor Who fans. But again, not growing up with that Doctor went completely over my head. And I thought he was a very lackluster villain. Being a massive fan of toys myself, as you can probably tell from the channel with all the Funko, Lego, teddies, Build-A-Bears, U2s, anime figures, Banpestro reviews that I do, you're obviously going to assume that I would like this villain. No, I thought he was the worst one out of all 3 of the episodes. And I felt like that sort of ruined the final, like the last episode. I felt like it sort of ruined it a little bit. But it was nice to get a little bit of David Tennant back. And I like going into the Doctor Who lore and looking at how the Doctor acts. And for the past 4 Doctors since David Tennant, they have slightly been getting more and more agitated and more angry at the world and sort of trying to keep isolated so then they don't hurt anyone else. They don't get hurt themselves by befriending people and having them die on them. We had a big sort of push on that with Matt Smith. And I like how now David Tennant gets to go back, relax, and have some time to heal from all the loss and make some memories, make some time for himself, instead of doing everything the universe wants him to. And I think that's good because there's 2 Doctors now. He doesn't need to have all that responsibility on his shoulders anymore. He can chill out, relax, and the other Doctor benefits from that because they are the same person. It was something like by generation or something that they split off. But I'm very excited to see where Doctor Who goes. Maybe we'll see David Tennant again. I hope we do. But I'm very excited for the new generation of Doctor Who. I'm very excited for the new series of Doctor Who and to see where it goes. I am going to give this sort of overall 3-episode special an 8 out of 10. It wasn't perfect. Like I said, the CGI was a little off. The Toymaker was a pretty shitty villain. But I am excited to see where it goes next and what they're going to do with Doctor Who. They have also started the Whoniverse. the Whoverse, the Whoniverse, which is basically the Doctor Who franchise. It's basically doing a Marvel. It's doing a DCEU. So maybe we'll get spin-offs with other characters. Maybe we'll go back to other Doctors, get some more stories from them. Maybe we'll go back to see some villain side stories and stuff like that, which I think is quite cool and interesting. But yeah, the Whoniverse basically just opens up the door to loads of spin-offs. So do be expecting quite a few of those as time goes on. But yeah. I think it's really good, and I do recommend that you go watch it. Again, you can watch it on BBC iPlayer and Disney Plus. But other than that, I think my rating is pretty accurate, and I'll see you all next one. Don't forget, you guys voted for this episode on the community tab, so go check out the community tab on the channel, because that's where I post some polls where you can go and check out new videos that are coming up and videos which you guys can vote for to be released. If not, they're gone forever. So other than that, hope you all enjoyed. See you all next one. Have a nice day, and goodbye. Stay home and stay safe.